Chapter 131. Mary continued again and said, My Lord, doth the dragon of the outer darkness come into this world, or doth he not come? The Savior answered and said unto Mary, When the light of the sun is outside, above the world, he covereth the darkness of the dragon. But if the sun is below the world, then the darkness of the dragon abideth as veiling of the sun, and the breath of the darkness cometh into the world in form of a smoke in the night. That is, if the sun withdraweth into himself his rays, then indeed the world is not able to endure the darkness of the dragon in its true form. Otherwise it would be dissolved and go to ruin with all. When the Savior had said this, Mary continued again and said unto the Savior, My Lord, still do I question thee, and hide it not from me. Now therefore, my Lord, who compelleth then the man until he sinneth? The Savior answered and said unto Mary, It is the rulers of the fate who compel the man until he sinneth. Mary answered and said unto the Savior, My Lord, surely the rulers do not come down to the world and compel the man until he sinneth. The Savior answered and said unto Mary, They do not come down in this manner into the world, but the rulers of the fate, when an old soul is about to come down through them, then the rulers of that great fate who are in the regions of the head of the aeons, which is that region which is called the region of the kingdom of Adamas, and which is that region which is in face of the Virgin of Light. Then the rulers of the region of that head give the old soul a cup of forgetfulness out of the seed of wickedness, filled with all the different desires and all forgetfulness. And straightway, when that soul shall drink out of the cup, it forgetteth all the regions to which it hath gone, and all the chastisements in which it hath traveled. And that cup of the water of forgetfulness becometh body outside the soul, and it resembleth the soul in all its figures, and maketh itself like it, which is what is called the counterfeiting spirit. If, on the other hand, it is a new soul, which they have taken out of the sweat of the rulers, and out of the tears of their eyes, or far rather, out of the breath of their mouths. In a word, if it is one of the new souls, or one of such souls, if it is one out of the sweat, then the 5 great rulers of the great fate take up the sweat of all the rulers of their aeons, knead it together withal, portion it, and make it into a soul. Or far rather, if it is refuse of the purification of the light, then Melchizedek taketh it up from the rulers. The 5 great rulers of the great fate knead the refuse together, portion it, and make it into different souls, so that every one of the rulers of the aeons, every one of them putteth his portion into the soul. For this cause they knead it jointly, so that all may partake of the soul. And the 5 great rulers, if they portion it and make it into souls, bring it out of the sweat of the rulers. But if it is one out of the refuse of the purification of the light, then Melchizedek, the great receiver of the light, taketh it, the refuse, up from the rulers. Or far rather, if it is out of the tears of their eyes, or out of the breath of their mouth. In a word, out of such souls, when the 5 rulers portion it and make it into different souls. Or rather, if it is an old soul, then the ruler who is in the head of the aeons himself mixeth the cup of forgetfulness with the seed of wickedness, and he mixeth it with every one of the new souls at the time when he is in the region of the head. And that cup of forgetfulness becometh the counterfeiting spirit for that soul, and bideth outside the soul, being a vesture for it, and resembling it in every way, being envelope, as vesture outside it. And the 5 great rulers of the great fate of the aeons, and the ruler of the disk of the sun, and the ruler of the disk of the moon, inbreathe within to that soul, and there cometh forth out of them a portion out of my power, which the last helper hath cast into the mixture. And the portion of that power remaineth within the soul, unloosed and existing on its own authority for the economy unto which it hath been inset, to give sense unto the soul, in order that it may seek after the works of the light of the height always. And that power is like the species of the soul in every form, and resembleth it. It cannot be outside the soul, but remaineth inside it, as I have commanded it from the beginning. When I willed to cast it into the first commandment, I gave it commandment to remain inside the souls for the economy of the first mystery. And so I will tell you at the expansion of the universe all these words concerning the power, and also concerning the soul, after what type they are fashioned, or what ruler fashioneth them, or what are the different species of the souls? And so will I tell you at the expansion of the universe how many fashioned the soul. And I will tell you the name of all of them who fashioned the soul. And I will tell you the type, how the counterfeiting spirit and the destiny have been prepared. And I will tell you the name of the soul before it is purged, and moreover its name when it hath been purged and become pure. And I will tell you the name of the counterfeiting spirit, and I will tell you the name of the destiny. And I will tell you the name of all the bonds with which the rulers bind the counterfeiting spirit to the soul. And I will tell you the name of all the deacons who fashion the soul in the bodies of the soul in the world. And I will tell you in what manner the souls are fashioned. And I will tell you the type of every one of the souls. And I will tell you the type of the souls of the men, and of those of the birds, and of those of the wild beasts, and of those of the reptiles. And I will tell you the type of all the souls, and of those of all the rulers which are sent into the world, in order that ye may be completed in all gnosis. All this will I tell you at the expansion of the universe. And after all this, I will tell you wherefore all this hath come to pass. Hearken, therefore, that I may discourse with you concerning the soul according as I have said. The 5 great rulers of the great fate of the aeons, and the rulers of the disk of the sun, and the rulers of the disk of the moon breathe into that soul, and there cometh out of them a portion of my power, as I have just said. And the portion of that power remaineth within the soul, so that the soul can stand. And they put the counterfeiting spirit outside the soul, watching it, and assigned to it. And the rulers bind it to the soul with their seals and their bonds, and seal it to it, that it may compel it always, so that it continually doeth its mischiefs and all its iniquities, in order that it may be their slave always, and remain under their sway always in the changes of the body. And they seal it to it, that it may be in all the sin and all the desires of the world. For this cause, therefore, have I in this manner brought the mysteries into this world, which undo all the bonds of the counterfeiting spirit, and all the seals which are bound to the soul, those which make the soul free, and free it from its parents, the rulers, and make it into refined light, and lead it up into the kingdom of its Father, the first issue, the first mystery, forever.